Can you hear me? आप लोग प्लीज़ मुझे एक इशारा दे दीजिए कि if you can hear me, and Gauri Didi, please let me know when I should go ahead and get started. Okay, thank you, Didi. Okay. Okay, how now? ठीक है, excellent. Thank you. First of all, thank you everyone for joining me. Yeah, I have never been on a platform like this, live in front of so many people online. So, सबसे पहले माफ़ी in case I forget anything or forget to mention something. But I want to begin by thanking for this wonderful platform for youngsters, and Alaknanda Didi for encouraging me to be on this illustrious platform. Honestly, I'm so humbled to be in a lineup with such professional, accomplished artists and dancers. So thank you so much. Abhi Awaz, should I be louder? Is it still not good enough? Okay. Okay, I'll be a little louder. Fair enough. I also wanted to start by saying that I find some uncanny resemblances between Alaknanda Di and Gauri Di. Most of us here know both of them. I have never met Gauri Didi in person, but whatever I can understand from the Okay. I'll be a little louder. Fair enough. I also wanted to start uncanny resemblances between Alaknanda Di and Gauri Di. Most of us here know both of them. I have never met Gauri Didi in person, but whatever I can understand from the Sorry, I think Gauri Didi was calling me. Gauri Didi, can you text me, please? I'm getting conflicting info. Some people are saying it's fine. Okay, before I just want to make sure the sound system is okay. Okay, I'm going to try to continue. Is that okay? Okay, I'm going to be as loud as possible. So मैं कह रही थी कि I just wanted to start by thanking these wonderful, beautiful ladies that have given me this opportunity today. Both Kathak exponents, many resemblances, which I believe everyone should know of. All youngsters should be really thankful that they are providing such an accomplished, such a large platform to youngsters across the field. You know, not just their own students, but across the field. So very thankful. And Alaknanda Didi's IPA troupe is called Sanskriti. Gauri Didi's foundation is called Sanskriti Foundation. That's amazing and very uncanny. तो मैं दोनों को नमन और दोनों को थैंक करते हुए आगे बढ़ती हूँ. Let me begin by introducing myself for people who don't know me. My name is Tamanna Tiku. I am currently based in Washington DC. यहाँ सुबह के 8:30 बजे. So good afternoon to anyone who's watching from around the world. I work as an architect and as a Kathak performer, and sometimes a teacher. I'm just beginning my career as a Kathak teacher here in Washington DC. I'm a senior disciple of Alaknanda Didis for the last 20 years, and over these years I've been lucky enough to get various opportunities of representing India, IPA, Kathak at various national level, state level competitions and various international platforms in countries around the world. So that's a little bit about me. To started with explaining the format of this show. I believe Gauri Didi's idea is to hear about the journey and a heart-to-heart of young dancers. So I'm going to try to take you all on a journey with me of my life as a dancer so far, my very short life as a dancer so far, and I will answer your questions, or if you have any comments for me, I will try to address them at the end of the event. My identity has three major aspects as I see. I'm a dancer professionally, and I'm also a Hindustani vocalist. And to layman's eye, these fields might seem completely unrelated to each other, completely, but I see them as completely in each other for three massive reasons. And वो तीन dimensions या तीन स्तंभ for me are space, time, and empathy. I'm going to begin with empathy because for me that's the most important. I believe that for any artist across any field, to be able to empathize with a situation, character, a nayak or nayika, or even an object is paramount. Like whatever we are trying to express, whatever mood we are trying to express, in that empathy is extremely important. That was without saying for an architect as well, unless you understand the needs of the client. Are they do they want a house for a child with special needs? Do people want affordable housing? What is the social responsibility of the things you're building? So I believe that as an architect too, empathy is just as important as it is for me as a vocalist or as a dancer. But time तो बहुत ही clear है, because लयकारी तो है ही, the glue that holds all of our compositions together, but also time in the sense of whatever we are presenting as artists, is it only relevant or pertinent for the next 5 minutes, for the next 5 seconds, or does art mean something more than just the now? Does it mean something for the world many years from now? That's important for me. In space, as a body in space, मैं एक धा के साथ भी I change the space around me, right? Or if I run from this point to that, I'm immediately changing, sculpting space around me, and I do that every day as an architect too. So space, time, and empathy in तीन dimensions को साथ में लेते हुए, I will try to go through this journey. Thank you very much for joining. I see a lot of you giving me love and watching me. So thank you very much. I've tried to divide my journey in 4 sections for everyone. So pehla training. The second section is the section in which I believe that I became a performer, and the section of achievements. The third section is the one in which the third phase is dedicated to responsibility and identity, and the fourth phase for me is the one in which I am today, and which is about individuality and really sculpting your own identity. So let me get started. I will start from the very beginning, which is my foundation. And I got plain lucky. I got very lucky with my parents. I got extremely lucky with my dance school and music teacher, and I got extremely lucky with the school that I just happened to get enrolled into. I'm not just making this up. I do have the best parents in the world, and it's not coming from me, it comes from everyone around me. हमारी family में it's a very typical middle class Noida family, completely service oriented. There was never any arts background, performing arts background, no contacts with any people in the field. Forget a professional training. My father is every time, and my mom is extremely Surili. So I grew up with words and beautiful tunes. Even if they couldn't give me a professional. I must say that my entire family has two left feet. Nobody in my family has ever even danced at a party because they are just too embarrassed. But उनके घर पे एक cartoon आया who started dancing from the age of 5, and they took it like champs. They woke up in the morning at 4 a.m. to dress me up, to take me from competition to competition and from event to event. And I'm sure in the beginning they had to explain to their family, what is this child that you're taking from place to place, and where is this coming from? But they took it like champs. So I'm really, really thankful for my parents. They're the best. And then the serendipity of me reaching Alaknanda Didi happened at age 5. I was extremely young, in 3 if not 5 ponytails, and my mom took me to Didi because her prime goal was to be able to make her extremely weak limbs, legs and arms, and I refused to walk even 10 steps. So my poor mom, she ended up putting me in a dance school, जो main art form था Kathak. It is so focused on Pad Sanchalan and footwork that my legs and feet were good to go in a few years. That was not a problem. But I want to really emphasize here the importance of and so many students that have passed through so far. Alaknanda Didi started this institute around 30 years ago, and by the time I got there, it was already a 10-year-old institute. I cannot mention enough what a holistic environment it was for any young professional to be groomed in, because not only did I grow up around a Kathak training of 3 or 4 different batches, I also grew up around Hindustani vocal lessons going on in one room, and tabla lessons going on in another room, and art lessons going on in another room. So the truly holistic education we got to the Indian classical performing arts is genuine. It is a premier performing arts institute in the NCR region. It is one of the only Gandharva Mahavidyalaya institutes जहाँ पूरे देश से लोग आते हैं अपने एग्जाम्स के लिए, अपने graduation exams ke liye, be it theory or practical. Didi was just a very, very solid visionary in terms of education for the performing arts, along with Aparajita Didi. I was just very fortunate. Here I'd also like to say, once if not twice every week at our dance class, we used to get accompanying musicians with tabla and sarangi, which just made our basics so strong. Our basics of tal, lekari were so, just instilled in our bones and in our veins. I dedicate this first phase of my life to proper training, because that was the goal. Didi's entire vision for young students was to get their basics just right. Get their basics so solid that you put them on any stage and they'll be ready to go. That's my beginning at IPA. 10 hours a week, every week. No questions asked for, I think 12 years straight between ages 5 and 7. No questions asked. Bilkul alongside, at age 7, I started my music training. Again, my mom took me to the most beautiful lady, Srimati Suchitra Rakshit in Noida. My guru, who has truly, truly given me so much love and the most peaceful, spiritual training as a vocalist. सबसे ज़्यादा मज़े की बात ये थी कि इवन एज अ किड मैं म्यूज़िक क्लास में कोई राग सीखती थी तो डांस क्लास में जाके उस राग पे एक तराना हो जाता था, या मैं डांस क्लास में एक ताल सीखती थी तो म्यूज़िक क्लास में उस ताल पे बंदिश हो जाता था. तो आई वॉज picking up things like a sponge and applying them in different places. I remember one incident very, very clearly. It was Rag Kedar that I learned around age 9 or 10 at my music class, and it's one of my most favorite rags. It's sa da pa dha ma re sa kanha re nanda nandana. And I got to dance class, and Alaknanda Didi was preparing us for a show at Kamani Auditorium, in which we did a tarana on Rag Kedar, and dirna dir dir dani ta dani dom tanana ta dare dim tana dum dir tani. So I felt like I was going from home and coming home. I was never lost because my entire training was so holistic, and यहाँ पे जो मिल रहा था वो यहाँ implement हो रहा था, यहाँ पे जो holistic. And I would be remiss if I don't here mention the beauty of ending up at the school at which I ended up. I was in Bal Bharti Public School, Noida, for the largest part of my childhood, and I was interested in everything. I was that pain in the ass student who was just as interested in academics as she was in music, in dance, and in theatre. And my teachers who were so supportive. I think Rachna ma'am is here, or Bhashwati ma'am might be here. I'm so thankful to you all because आप लोगों ने मुझे सब करने दिया, and I was always, that one cartoon who would go to receive her scholar badge in full. The rest of my classmates were in their studious best. I would go to annual day up a certificate in my full theatre costume. So thank you so much for allowing me the liberty and the freedom to hop around all my interests and really being able to fulfill all of my wishes. Well, I think basically work now. Training. Okay, so like between ages 10 and 16 is the phase I believe in which I became a performer. Thank you so much. There is so much love coming in. I'm so thankful. Thank you, everyone. So the phase in which I became a performer, and my relationship with my guru also changed from that of a strict teacher only to someone who was supportive to me. Every couple of days I was asking her for a new CD for music, or a letter of recommendation, or a new choreography that I needed to perform at her school, and she delivered every time. Didi is known to be a person of her word, and I will try to explain why I started. I think that my life as a performer began at age 10. It's because something strange happened at my school, which was that somehow there was an inter-school competition invitation in which the organizers had kept the age bracket of classes 6th through 12th. That's a very rare age bracket. 10-year-old kids don't generally compete with 16, 17-year-old kids. And all classes generally used to compete and were in their 10th or 12th grade, and so there was no available. So my dance teacher at that time at my school decided that this girl seems to be the only person available. Her goal was for me to just be on stage for those 5 minutes, not faint and not. She just wanted our school to show face, and that was made very clear to me that the expectations from me were not to bring the trophy home, so show up, do my bit, and come back. And I ran to Didi with my mom. Didi just gave us a very प्लेन सिंपल कैसेट जिसमें एक 5 मिनट का पीस था 3 ताल का, वेरी सिंपल क्लीन तिहाईस टुकड़े परन, and I performed that at that competition. It just so happened, it was an inter-school competition, I believe, at Bal Bharti Dwarka. I happened to win that competition in an age. I won the first prize, and I was at the group dance competition. And when I brought back the trophy home, I remember a switch flipping. Right, I remember something changing in my school as well as in my mind. From that day, I became the go-to soloist from my school. At age 10, I became a soloist for whom pieces were being choreographed and designed, and I was being presented as a young competitor in among these excellent dancers. And honestly, well, my luck was not as every time. Sometimes I won, sometimes things change, but I got exposure. So it just took me on a tangent of a lot of exposure of seeing how different dancers around Delhi are trained, getting access to Mohiniyattam, Odissi, Bharatanatyam dancers at these stages who are more often than not much better and more accomplished than me. So my training as a performer really began at age 10. At age 12, Didi sent me to Pune for my first ever national level competition, and that was a whole new experience again. My family decided that we would pack up our entire family of 5 and go to Pune, and like champs that they just supported me and rooted for me. Honestly, till then my family had seen what they have ever after that too. So it was a very interesting experience for me. I came second in that competition. IPA had a wonderful representation at that competition that year. We won a lot in group prizes. It was a wonderful year for IPA in Pune. And that was also accompanied by amazing exposure to various other classical dances. One events that happened was at age 14. I received the prestigious CCRT scholarship from Government of India. It is the Center for Culture Training, and it's an extremely prestigious scholarship that I received because Didi pushed me to. I was fairly okay, very quickly taking my dance exams, so Didi thought that I was prepared to, be representing IPA at CCRT. And I have a moment to really mention the kind of family, the feeling of family that Didi cultivates at IPA, because I remember somebody who's my senior at IPA, who is here too, I believe. I love you, Samridhi. I had not met her very much before, I once or twice. She accompanied me and my mom to CCRT's office in on a grueling, just the worst summer day possible, and really encouraged me like a elder sister, and she wasn't much older than me. She must have been these training to her. She led me into the room, did my padhant for me and did my makeup for me, and I got the scholarship that year. That really cultivated a sense of giving back to youngsters in me, because what I saw from my seniors, I had to impart into my juniors. So again, this goes without saying that there's a very strong family within IPA, which is extremely invaluable. We need seniors to pave the way for us, and that was wonderful. That scholarship helped pay in a huge way for my dance education from then on, and it was a very proud moment for a lot of us. After that, I think one of the most important milestones I got my Visharad degree from Gandharva Mahavidyalaya, which is a graduate degree in Kathak. and I was fairly young, and it was a crazy time because I was appearing for my pre-boards. In fact, that morning I had my chemistry pre-board, and coming home, dropping my bag, changing into my costume, because your Visharad exam is not just a practical exam, it's a full costume performance. And so I remember dressing up in my costume, and I was telling Didi a few days ago. I was telling her, Didi, maybe I should do this next year, after my exams are over. But Didi said, you're prepared. What are you gonna learn in the next year, specifically for this exam that you don't know already? Just go. Just do what you know. You already know what you need to know. And that was so reassuring. It was during my pre-boards, and it was a very solid example and embodiment of how holistically my life had shaped itself on its own, where everything was happening all together. I didn't have to make time separately, dance separately, music separately. These things were all taking place all together, and just melting into each other, never becoming an impediment for each other. So I think this was my phase of very, very active phase of achievements and becoming a performer, for which I'm very thankful. One little snippet I missed out on in this phase is that at age 15 I was selected by my second school, DPS RK-Puram, to represent the school as a Kathak dancer in South Korea. And that was my first travel with dance. I represented my school as a soloist. In Korea, again, now when I look back, that's to get that kind of a platform, but it was very, very reassuring, and it was a new boost of confidence. That's true. I also want to say, a part of every IPA production, and that was a whole other parallel education in itself. I want to take a moment to mention how अब दीदी के shows में दिल्ली के सबसे accomplished और veterans आते हैं. Maharaj ji is sitting in the front row, Shobna ji is sitting in the front row so often. But back then, when exposure wasn't so big for IPA, that we got exposure to Sri Ram Auditorium, to the most important stages in Delhi in Mandi House, at such a young formative age. So I have done everything at an IPA production, from being the little tree in the background to being a little Krishna in Makhan Chori, where Didi was my Yashoda, or being an older Krishna in the Govardhan rendition of Krishna Leela, to then making the Rangoli at the entrance, or finally even becoming an MC for an IPA production. And so all of these roles really prepared me for the different roles I will have to assume in the future. And I, inshallah, have my own shows or conceive something of my own. You need to know how to train the kid who needs to be the tree, and how to train the kid who needs to make the Rangoli, give them everything they need. So very, very thankful for this well-rounded education of what it means to be a performer. That was phase 2. We're now going to move on to phase 3, which I call the responsibility phase. Phase 3 is between ages 17 and 21, 22. As a 20-year-old, I got an admission in a really good architecture program at Virginia Tech in the US. So I, didn't know what I was doing in a new country. At 18, but I think in a lot of ways it was very disorienting, because not only was I in a new country, I was in a very, very small town in the US, and I felt like I was one of 2 South Asians in my whole architecture program, and I felt like everything I said, I was representing, like it was forming the image of Indians around me, So suddenly I felt like my view, my expressions, or my, how I spoke, I had to be very intentional. And so I wanted to pursue dance again, obviously, and I was a little bit bummed about not being in the same Delhi scene where I could have been in the DU environment, gotten exposure to some more senior dance competitions platforms. In the US, it was so much more about Bollywood and Bhangra, which I have no problems with. They are wonderful and must be represented by someone. But I felt like there was a dearth and a little bit of a lack of interest in classical, So and that's truly, honestly, all the thing I knew best. Thankfully, I got a lot of opportunities at Virginia Tech, at some very prestigious stages. I took every opportunity I got. I performed at international street festivals, at the Diwali shows, at the annual galas organized by the Indian Students Association, and really got the honor of performing at the prestigious Burris Hall, which is the hall in which graduation and convocation ceremonies take place. So it was thankfully I got very lucky there that I found a set of people who again, gave me responsibility of holding stage. That was a good time. It was a very good time. This was also the stage in which I got to represent India with Didi at Singapore and Poland. At Poland, there's this wonderful event called Cracovia Danza Festival, which is a court dance festival from all around the world that is organized by Romana Agnel, where IPA is represented for the last 10 years. It might be more. Didi, please correct me. Didi has been there as a flag bearer of the Indian court dance, that is Katha Vachan. And we have all gotten the opportunity, most senior dancers at IPA have gotten the opportunity to represent India there as well. So that was wonderful. That was one of the best weeks of my life because I got to engage with so many court dance styles around the world, from France, from the UK, from Poland. That was great. So I believe that is a good gist of phase 3. And finally, phase 4, 22 to 25, I just think that this is it's a very simple phase. The idea is to, what now? Now that you're out of undergrad, you're out of grad school, you're out in the world as a professional in your own right, as a dancer with no go. So I think I am trying to go back to the basics of space, time, and empathy. The 3 dimensions that really grounded me, that really kept me close to Kathak all my life. And currently I'm a performer with a wonderful group of people called Nutana. It's a not-for-profit organization based in Washington DC, in which I am a Hindustani vocalist as well as a dancer, and I really enjoy myself in the company of these wonderful artists here in DC. I'm getting to choreograph and conceive my own pieces. I'm getting to sing for an audience